Alright, welcome back. Hope everyone's having a lovely day, a lovely night, wherever you're from. And for today's video, it's been about a week right now since Ein's banner came out. We've already had a lot of, testing done, got a good idea of tier list consensus. So, after every week, I like to always do this little video. If you're new, I always like to do this should you pull. And I like to break this down into 3 little categories, based on income, where we're at schedule-wise, should you pull for her, the waifu aspect of it. Completely subjective, but I always like to talk about it. And then lastly, I always like to talk about the meta aspect because people either pull for waifu, they pull for meta, I always like to talk about everything, but it's all subjective in the end, but I always like to break it down because it's fun. So when it comes down to it, income-wise, right now that's kind of a tricky situation because we did just come back from summer, and with Summer Rosanna, Summer Sakura, Summer Neon, and Summer Mary reruns, it's kind of a tough time right now. And especially with this banner too, because it's kind of weird, because we are in a standard banner, but at the same time, we have the reruns. Those reruns being for Summer Anise, and then we also have Summer Helm. And I know a lot of people, especially new players, were looking forward to pulling for Summer Anise. She is a community favorite for a reason, and even meta-wise, she's really, really good. High investment for her, but really, really good. So, I'm not surprised if a lot of people went for it, and especially because they're limited. We don't know how they're going to do it, next year. Because if they try to do this same format next year, there's going to be like 6 banners or something. It's going to be completely ridiculous. So we'll have to see next year, right? And I know some people at least wanted to try to at least grab a copy of Helm. So resources might be tight. And if you're thinking about saving, then just save. Because if you have to think about it, you might not even have enough because who knows how the gacha's going to treat you. And, we have the potential collab on the horizon. And at the moment, I believe we have a standard banner coming up. I do plan to talk about it. But right now, we know that we at least have a standard next. After that, who knows? We might get the collab. We don't know. It's all up in the air. So at the moment, I think saving might be the best call. Because just like Ein and the next banner, it's going to be standard probably. Meaning they're going to go to the wish list. So no need to waste your resources here if you don't need to. I mostly do this just for pulling for, for the sweet content. But it's true though. I mean, just remember that at the end of the day, the wishlist is never guaranteed. There are some characters you'll get, some you don't. And an example of this, when I want to talk about it, is that when we actually show it with my wishlist, I still don't have D-Killer Wife, and one of the launch units that I still do not have is Arya. Arya is a character I still do not have. I would like to get a copy, but I just don't. And honestly, I'd rather get the wallpapers for other characters right now. So she's not even going in the wish list. Who knows when I'm going to get her right now, but that's what I mean. It's never a guarantee, but just be aware. Sometimes the gacha will treat you nice, sometimes it won't. It is what it is. I think that's my advice. If you want to pull, go for it. I'm just here to give some, little bit of advice. Now, in terms of waifu is kind of a tricky subject because it's completely subjective. Obviously, everybody has different tastes in waifus. Now, in terms of Ein, I know a lot of people, when her banner, became announced, a lot of people were surprisingly excited for her. I know some people on YouTube really didn't care because it's saving, they don't care. But just like everywhere else, it's kind of a minority thing because it looks like JP Twitter and it looks like Twitter in general, just like a lot of people were excited for it, which I was kind of surprised about. It's nice seeing different opinions, honestly. And a lot of people loved how she looked. She looked great, and honestly, the voice acting for English and JP kind of blow me away. I mean, like, they did such a great job with her, like, zoomer attitude. And I'm really loving her in the story, the text messaging with blah blah, everything with it, I love. So overall, great. I think she looks cute. Not only that, but I love her weapons. Her weapons are so cool. Her near feathers look awesome. The oversized, like, pin, the patches, her weird tucked in tie, I love it. I think she did a really great job. I love her idol pose with her hand, with her hair. She looks lovely. So, if you pulled because you thought she was a great character or cute, I completely understand. But I feel like there are 2 sides to waifu. I feel like there's cute, but then I also think that there's, like, sexy fan servicey. And in my opinion, you're not going to find that with Ein. Because I think the best thing with Ein is her thighs. And I'm not trying to be, like, degenerate or, like, try to find anything, but, like, dude, the thigh squish is crazy. With that thigh bow right there. Like, I get it. And I love her boots. It looks great. But I kind of feel bad because there are some people that kind of ruined this for me because A lot of people said her big forehead with her hair going down kind of looks like a banana peel. And that's mean. You guys are mean. Like, I see it now and I can't unsee it. So, you know, it is what it is. But what I mean by, like, no fan service is, like, you know, there's nothing up front, obviously. And in terms of the back, you know, really nothing going on. There is some, you know, jiggles, but nothing, like, crazy or anything. It's not like Naga's where it peaks a little bit more. But I know some people say, like, they like to doom post and say, oh, you know, it's over. Fan service is over. Like, this is where Nikke starts going, like, no more fan service. But, like, I don't understand people that say that when Laplace was, like, our second banner. And the way that she looks fan service wise is literally a full-on jacket. So, don't really understand why there are still people like that, but hey, it is what it is. But, you know, outside of, like, you know, the fan service, waifu aspect, if you think she's cute, pull for her. If you don't, you know, don't pull. Now, in terms of the actual meta for Ayn, it's kind of a tricky subject right now because from what we have testing-wise, she looks really good for boss solos. We're definitely going to have to see what the upcoming solo raid, how well she'll perform. She performs really, really good with the Summer Anise team, especially if you have Exia with her treasure. She can do really well. Now, she pairs well with Laplace if you have her treasure, and you also have Frima's treasure as well, because true damage is really good. Unfortunately, though, Clay is not really that great of a support. I feel like that support is still for Frima. I think she provides that more. So, it's kind of tricky with that, but I think she's still great, especially for boss testing. I'm excited for it with solo raid, honestly. That being said, though, one thing that I really have to mention when it comes to her is her skills. She is a very heavy investment unit. What that means is that to really see her shine, you need to invest in her. And that's kind of tricky for me to recommend because if you are new and you're deciding to pull between Ayn or Summer Anise, go for Summer Anise all the way. Because Summer Anise is also a heavy investment unit, but she is phenomenal. In PvP, PvE, she is great. She's an awesome unit, and if you're going to invest in anybody, invest in her. Ayn is someone who's also investment heavy, and I think 777 is a bare minimum. Same thing with Anise. And honestly, you know, they're both electric types, so they would both, you know, they both work wonders for solo raid. But that's honestly like it. You know, she's nothing like groundbreaking meta-wise. She's not like SSS. She's just a really good boss solo Nikke. Other than that, though, not much else to say. I think she's really good, but just investment heavy. And, you know, we don't get that many skill mats in this game. It's kind of hard to decide who you really want to go all in for. But if you're going to go all in for anybody, it's going to be Summer Anise. So, meta-wise, I really don't think you should pull. Unless you're, like, you know, a huge whale and you want to have good units to help you with electric code, you know, bosses, then I completely understand. Go for it. But it is what it is. I think, overall, they did pretty good with this character for a standard banner character. I think she does have a place. Even though she's not meta, I don't think, you know, I don't think all characters need to be meta, in my opinion. I feel like she's in a really, really good spot, especially for a standard banner character. And thank God it's not Tetra. It's one thing I can ask for, right? But that's going to be it for me. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are. Who did you manage to pull for? Did you pull for Ayn? Did you pull for Anise? Helm? What's your thoughts on everything? Are you liking the story? Because I actually, I'm really liking the story, personally. But that's going to be it for me. So I just want to say thank you so much to these lovely commanders here that you see on screen. Thank you guys so much for choosing to support me even further. Your guys' generosity means a lot to me. I mean, the fact that you're willing to, like, actually donate money is crazy. And it means a lot, so thank you guys. And if you're also wanting to be, you know, a lovely commander yourself, if you're interested in any of these cute and lovely emotes, the loyalty crown badges, if you want to support me even further, thank you if you choose to do so. And as always, just watching the content like this is truly the best way you can support me. So thank you guys so much. I hope you guys take care, and see you in the next one.